President, it's a great honor to work here at the White House and to work for you.
I truly, every time I'm here or in your presence, I'm so grateful. So thank you. It's like, I can't believe it every time.
Well, Mr. President, it's such an honor to be here and the incredible work that your administration has done.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady.
Thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president.
And I think this is the most exciting time in America ever, at least that I remember. So thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Much like we always see at his cabinet meetings, this time it was a who's who of tech leaders last night at the White House, lavishing praise on President Trump. But that comes as new numbers this morning show some serious warning signs for the job market. Welcome to the fourth hour of Morning Joe, just after 6 o'clock out on the West Coast, 9 a.m. here in the East. And we will begin this hour, the fourth hour of Morning Joe, with that breaking economic news. The August jobs report was released moments ago, showing that the U.S. added just 22,000 jobs last month, much, much less than the 75,000 that economists expected. The unemployment rate also saw a slight increase to 4.3%. This, of course, the first jobs report released since President Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics last month, after that report showed not just a weak level of job creation, but also a dramatic reductions in previous months' totals. To help us sift through this, let's bring in NBC News senior business analyst, as well as the host of the 11th Hour, Stephanie Ruhle, and chief White House correspondent for the New York Times, Peter Baker. Our thanks to you both. Steph, we're starting with you. There's no way to sugarcoat this. This jobs report is brutal.
It's not good. What is it showing us? What we know. The economy is slowing. It does not matter what Donald Trump tells us. It doesn't matter what Howard Lutnick, what he wants to tell us. The economy is slowing. So Donald Trump and the market are going to get what they want, a rate cut. But they want a rate cut when things are steady. We're going to get a rate cut because the economy is slowing. That is the reality that we're living in. And Howard Lutnick can say, oh, you're going to like the number 6 months from now. When you bring in a Trump ally and cook the books, it doesn't change reality. Things cost more, and the tariffs are making business more difficult in the United States of America. That's our reality.
Yeah, and since President Trump's Liberation Day with those tariffs, we've seen supposed to be a promised boom of manufacturing jobs. That hasn't happened. Those jobs have disappeared.
Exactly. And one could say, yes, but the stock market is doing so well. Remember, when you look at the stock market right now, it's just 7 mega super tech companies that are overweighted, the kind of companies that aren't impacted by tariffs, that aren't impacted by inflation. But look under the hood. Talk to the likes of a John Deere that's laying people off. Talk to Walmart that's warned the president that prices are going up. Talk to Nike, who says this is going to cost them a huge amount of money. Why? Because we don't make shirts and shoes and sneakers in the United States of America. So real companies that manufacture real things and sell products to real Americans are saying this is difficult. And you can see it because they're either laying people off or they're pausing in hiring.
So during an event at the White House last night, President Trump told reporters there that the U.S. won't see, quote, the real numbers, meaning real job numbers, real signs of economic growth for at least another year.
I don't know. They come out tomorrow, but the real numbers that I'm talking about are going to be whatever it is, but will be in a year from now when these monstrous, huge, beautiful places, they're palaces of genius. And when they start opening up, you're seeing, I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible. You're going to see job numbers like our country has never seen before.
Peter Baker, we certainly know that President Trump likes to assert his own reality. And when he doesn't like statistics, he just ignores them, or in the case of last month, fires the person at BLS who's in charge of compiling them, of releasing them. This is a really damaging report that would seemingly, taken from a political lens, really undercuts Trump's central argument that he's a good steward of the economy.
Well, look, this is the kind of report that gets you fired, right? It's literally documenting the same trends that we saw last month that he said were rigged. And now this post-firing report suggests that the trend lines that were so problematic a month ago, in fact, are still there. We've downgraded. Not only do we see a slowdown in job growth in July, we saw a job cut according to revised figures now in June, down 13,000 jobs in June. That's the first time we've had a net monthly decrease in jobs in America in more than 4 years. And that's, I think, you saw in the president's comments there sort of a resignation, in effect, to the numbers that he knew or seemed to suspect were not going to look good. And he's trying to condition the country to say, well, it doesn't matter really. What's going to matter is the long run. Here's the problem with his economic plan. The economic plan he's advancing is the idea that tariffs will increase ultimately American manufacturers here at home because we won't be buying products from abroad. That's not going to happen overnight, even if that theory is correct. And by the way, when those factories are built, if they are in fact built, they'll be built with much higher cost labor than overseas, producers have been used to over the last number of years and decades, meaning the cost will still be higher, even if the tariff plan that he's advancing actually follows through the way he wants it to. And we won't see any benefits from it in the short term. And now he's trying to say to everybody, okay, just be patient, which is not something that usually works in politics.
And you know who knows this? Every single tech leader that went to the White House last night. By the way, Palaces of Genius, I am currently engraving that in my front door. It's just so unbelievable.
Yeah, we have it outside the studio.
But every tech leader knows that. But every person there was there to get their goods and talk their book. Every person there is Tim Cook, ready to give Donald Trump a gold phone with his name engraved on it to make sure they can avoid tariffs. There are people who run AI companies who do not want any regulation headed their way. You've got David Sachs sitting there, now the godfather of all things in crypto, where, let me remind you, this week, the Trump family business at one point made an extra $5 billion because of their crypto business that went public on Monday. So the intellectual dishonesty that's happening in that room, just think about, not one person in that room reminded the president of the importance of the independence of the Fed. Right? The Fed being independent is one of the things that makes the United States exceptional. Right? That independence for the last 112 years is the reason people start companies in the United States, people invest in the United States, and not one of those people told the president because they couldn't, because they have to play his game. That's what we're watching.
Yeah, and that independence really at risk right now. The Department of Justice moving forward with its investigation into Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. A person familiar with the matter tells NBC News that the DOJ has taken additional steps since launching a probe into allegations of mortgage